Man, what in the hell is going on, bro?
Man, what in the Sam Hills of Mount Kilimanjaro is the deal, son?
Man, that is a great question, man. It has been a minute. Life has been happening within the world of state of basketball. So we have not been here, but we are back. And this is the state of basketball. This is your man's the one. And that's the guy, the big man in the middle, Big Storm. And we're here to deliver the current state of basketball. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? Good thing. Found out a little bit about my future, at least in the workforce, which has been my thing going on ever since the
Scared me there for a minute. I thought you was in some tarot cards.
no, not in the tarot cards. But just, trying to figure out the next steps, man. Luckily, I work for an organization that actually is looking out. They didn't have to, but appreciate the fact that they did. And knowing now a little bit more, not all the way, but knowing a little bit more is helping out. Before then, just a lot of anxiety, man. Just waiting. But other than that, the fam's good. Daughter went out to Asheville for this spring break season, the artistic district, blowing a little glass. So she's creating art and as only as she can. Son holding it down a little bit. Other than that, just trying to make it make sense. What's up with you, man? I know you also been going through a lot. So how are you?
Yeah, we're at a calm in the storm type period right now. I mean, if you guys don't know, my wife's father passed a little over a week ago, so we were dealing with that. Dr. Donald Barrett, probably one of the smartest people that I've ever met in my life. A guy, when he gets bored, he goes and gets another degree. You know what I mean? The type of dude like. They was doing some of the stuff in the office, man. They was looking at some of the books this dude's got, man, like physics and things like that. But one of the memories that I really like is his subtle way of accepting me. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't, get down like that, from that side of culture, being from the background. But and it was cool because he knew that I would enjoy reading. So he got me a book that he thought that I should, take a read to, and it was The Count of Monte Cristo. So if you know anything about it, he was a mixed by race, and he was, he was French, and they was the first country to recognize biracial relationships. So that was his subtle way of saying, "Hey, I'm good with it, long as you're good to her." So I was cool with that, but very intelligent person. Hated the suffering at the end, but happy for the release of the pain. So everybody's getting back to normal, and then and I would speak of the calm and the storm. Kind of looks like we're gonna have to put the dog down soon, man. So
oh man,
yeah. So it's looking kind of grim, but there's always life after death. So we'll see how that turns out, but. Been off the basketball, kind of, but anxious to get back to talk about some basketball and get back into some basketball. So it's always been a happy place, a calming place, a serene place. So if I can't play it, I can at least watch it.
Right. Good deal. So where you want to start, man?
You know what? We might as well go ahead because I ain't got a whole bunch. So I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't did a whole lot. I've been cooking though. That when it's sad, you cook more. No, I figured we'll go ahead and jump right into it. We don't really have a whole lot of high school to go on right now. Both the boys and the girls here in Indiana, those states have completed. We've gotten our state titles, our state champions. They've crowned their Mr. Basketballs. Now they're getting ready for the Indiana All-Star, Kentucky All-Star game. So. Once those dates and those things start to play out, we'll obviously talk a little bit more about those. Obviously, we always like to talk about how we can beat up on Kentucky in any way, shape, form that we can, especially in the basketball realm. One thing is our good friend Ashlyn Shade was invited to the under 18 national team tryouts, and another young lady from our area, Alyssa Crockett, also was invited for those tryouts. So we give shots outs. Familiar with both of those families, so those are exciting times. So that's pretty much all I got for high school.
Works for me, man. Works for me.
And I guess that takes us to NCAA. Um, Obviously we got to talk about the championships. But first off, we have a local person, a local college player that's coming back home to play in the state of Indiana, actually to University of Indiana. I think it was the 2019 Miss Basketball, Sydney Parrish, who went to play at Oregon, has announced that she is transferring back to play at IU. So that's pretty much exciting there if you follow that side of basketball. Other than that, man, we got two new champions, bro. On the women's side, we got
Yeah.
Dawn Staley and the South Carolina Lady Gamecocks getting their second national title. And on the men's side, we got the Kansas Jayhawks getting their fourth national title.
Yeah. For the ladies, definitely just their style of ball, man. Watching the game, they go after it. They dogs in the sense of going after everything. As far as effort that is put in, that never stop, high engine. So their field goals may not be up there, but their rebounds, offensive rebounds, will more than enough make up for it. So glad to see Dawn get another chip. I like her style, her coaching style. The ladies seem to love her as they should be in her starting her journey, her destiny. Doing it against UConn said a lot. I feel like that means a little bit more, right? You could just beat any old team, but you beat Gino. That's a little extra feather in the cap, so to speak. So it was a good game for the most part. A little disappointed in the UConn guard. What's my girl's name? They was doubling and tripling all night.
Oh, Paige
Yeah,
Buckets.
yeah. She tried. Don't get me wrong. She it wasn't an offer, but I
Oh
definitely,
no,
to be
she still
honest,
ended up with pretty decent numbers for most players, but not for her. You know what I
right,
mean?
exactly. So I was thoroughly entertained. On the men's side, just love the fact that the bigs were just as much as important to the victory as the guards. Most recently, these past decade, 2 decades, it was been about the guard play, right? And don't get me wrong, they have great guards at that school, but the fact that they also allowed the bigs to make a huge impact other than a rebound and a block, although those were good, but also the points. Seeing my man get that rebound with three people around, he was like, nah, man, I'm not passing this out. This is me. This is me. This is my moment. This is my one shiny moment. And he took it, and I'm happy talking for all the big men out there.
I love it. Um, Bro, man, I thought they were two exceptionally played national championship games. Um, let's see, what is this before I get into it? Mr. Borman, Kansas player Jalen Coleman lands Cathedral Guard. Yes, we were going to talk about that. We do know Jalen Coleman lands. Actually, I am more familiar with them maybe than Storm is because I played basketball, graduated high school with both his uncles. Shabaka was a year before me. I played with him on the LN team, and his uncle Imhotep was like my best friend through college. I mean, through high school. So him and Royce pretty much split time as the one's best friend, the one's friend. You know what I mean? So have watched his journey. Yes, he is like 26 years old. Yes, he's played for like 4 different schools. Yes, he used the transfer portal and the COVID rules to his ultimate benefit. You walked away with a chip, you get the ring, your name is on the trophy, all that stuff. So That is absolutely amazing. And I'm going to throw something at my wife. This is retarded. But so was extremely excited to see that. But um, like I was saying, both of those games were excellently played basketball games. Starting with the women, I know that Final Four was a really exciting Final Four. The win, Stanford, the win with South Carolina over Stanford, Stanford being last year's champ, that was a good matchup because it was a lot of big play. Even though Stanford did have guards, it was their bigs that pretty much controlled. You got the young lady who played point forward, and when she introduced herself and the team, she called herself a point forward. And you watched the way she orchestrated. Even last year, you saw the way she orchestrated a national championship. And she tried to do that with South Carolina, but they just had too many dogs. I mean, you got Destiny Henderson, who was playing, I think, the best ball she played since she's been there, and not saying that she's played bad ball, but it was the best ball she's played since she's been there. You can saw it. You've seen it all the way into the final game where she scored her career high in the championship game, I think, which is the first person to do that, men or women, to score their career high in the championship game for like 30 years or something like that. So that was exciting to watch them play. But it all came down to either on both sides of the playing field, the men or the women, it came down to the paint play. With the women, it came down to Leah Boston. I mean, the most dominant player in college basketball. I mean, she's putting up 2020s in the tournament, bro. 2020s in the tournament and making great decisions. You know what I'm saying? I thought she led her team very well. She didn't force things, but she gave opportunities. She took her opportunities when she had them. So that was an exciting win for Dawn. I loved it to see her win on the national level and on the collegiate level as well. When you flip over to the men, I was excited about the national championship game, but I was more excited how UNC took Duke and Krzyzewski out again. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Michigan guy, but I do tend to cheer for UNC from time to time on the hardwood. I'm a fan. I'm a big guy. UNC has always treated big guys well. You know what I'm saying? They've always treated their big guys well. So I'm excited about that. It was great to see them. Did you know that North Carolina gave Krzyzewski his
first loss and his last
loss. That is great. That is the ultimate. For the Carolina fans, that is awesome way to put out. That has to leave a bitter taste in Krzyzewski's mouth. Your last home game, you lost to North Carolina. I mean, you didn't get to win the last ACC tournament, and then you get put out of the Final Four. By your arch enemy and your career, you run off into that limp ass donkey because you can't get a stallion because you lost to North Carolina. Anyway, great game, like you said, was played with the bigs. I think it'd have been a more contested outcome if Baycock doesn't get hurt at the end. It was a compound from the injury he got in the first game of the Final Four against Duke. He played through most of the championship game. You saw him laboring, but at the end, that one drive where he twisted it and he was out those last 2.5 minutes. That's when McCormick just really went dominant on UNC's inside. Because after Baycock, it was a whole bunch of young guys, and the guard play for North Carolina that's been very complimentary to Baycock inside for the whole tournament didn't show up in the second game. You look like they were in the first part, but then Kansas came back and just completely dominated and turned this game all around with how they exploited the post up of the guards and took their bigs out of play and kept Baycock away from the paint in the defensive line. So I think it was an excellent coaching move by Bill Self. I think his experience in the tournament play and Hubert not having that experience in the tournament play is really what was ultimately the deciding factor, which got Kansas their 4th national championship.
Yep, and congratulations to Bill Self. He's the only one that's got multiple championships. So far, he's done it the right way. We'll see how it goes. Usually, it's a couple tiers, right? You win the championship, and then you wait to see if there's any sanctions because you did something to win the national championship.
Right. But I think Bill Self is one of those good guys. You know what I mean? He didn't have any issues when he was at Illinois either. So and Kansas is one of those historic programs. You know what I mean? It's kind of easy to recruit at a place where it's known for winning and known for that particular sport. You know what I mean? If Kansas won the national championship in football, then we need to look at the books. You know what I'm saying? We need to look at the books.
We need to look in the books. We need to check the cell and the text and the tweet messages. And
yeah, we need to do all that. We need to go look at the parents.
Right. See if you, what they say in Blue Chips is stole, 20, 200 grand in one of them old gym bags. And
yeah, that was old good Matt Nover from IU.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just, 200,000 be good for the peoples. You know what I'm saying? That is hilarious. Yeah, so I have nothing else for college.
All right, so it's time, right? It's definitely getting to the time for the NBA. A couple games tonight. I think this is our last. Are we doing playoffs too, or how are we doing?
No, we don't have to do. We don't have to do play. Oh, speaking of that, you finished +1. See, I got it.
Right. That's what well, we got today's games, right?
We got today's game.
Yeah, we got games today.
Well, we can pretty much pick every game. We can still pick the Pacers and the Wizards game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, especially with people not playing. I don't know who and who's not playing. So it's basically off gut at this point because obviously I've watched a little bit. I know some people look good. I know Miami clinched. But anyway, we'll get to that. WNBA draft next week, April 11th. WNBA draft. Just throwing them shots out. I'm anxious to see if Nas Holman stays to be a super senior or if she goes ahead and enter her name into the draft. That's pretty much what I'm pretty much looking for the women. So
I'm looking forward to the Fevers getting the second pick. How about that? Everybody's saying it's going to be Smith out of Baylor, the forward. Interested to see how that goes.
She's nice. She's with girl with the little curly twist.
Yeah.
Wears a little headband. Yeah, she's nice.
They also have the fourth pick from the Los Angeles Sparks, and it's kind of back and forth, but the consensus is Bale out of Florida Gulf Coast guard, 6'1". Or
it's a nice size guard, but I don't know about Florida Gulf Coast.
Yeah, I don't either, but I mean, we'll see. How about this? And we have the sixth pick. Like, we went all in for this draft. A lot of names being floated. Kristen Williams, that Sabali, Nia Clouden out of Michigan State.
She can put the ball in the hole.
South Carolina. What about Henderson out of South Carolina, the guard?
Oh, yeah. Destiny, that'd be a nice pickup because she can run the floor. I mean, I like it. I mean, you got to get something out of the fact that you gave up. You went ahead and traded your big girl away, who was a top draft pick. Can't think of her name, but she was just a great, huge disappointment here. We didn't get anything from her on the offensive or defensive side of the ball. So I didn't really give two shits when they traded her away and got these picks. There's a lot of talent that's out here in this draft for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like you're getting a whole bunch of like you're gambling so much like the men do, like, because you got these one and dones, you're not really sure. Like these ladies, they're playing 4, 5, 6 years. You know what I'm saying?
You have a better idea who they're going to be.
Exactly. So it's the easier draft, the easier way to understand how you can build your team through the draft. So it should be fun. I'm gonna peek in on it to see. One
more, and they got the 10th. So they got the second. Hold on, they got the second, the 4th, the 6th, and the 10th.
They're gonna trade one of those. They're gonna make a move with one of those picks.
I don't know. We'll see.
They're not going. They're
Y'all
not
better
going to go with
stop.
that many young players. They're not going to go with that many young players. They're going to make a move. They're going to make a move.
Okay, we'll see.
I mean, I'm just saying, you're not going to
I'm
bring
just
in
saying
poor
too.
young guys.
I'm not
ladies.
as sold as you are. Like, it depends on the GM. He might feel like he's picking you're picking your basically 5, even though it's 4 for the next decade. This is what you're doing right now.
Yeah. All right, but you got fans like me. Well, it's fine. You can build, but I need to see at least a game or two won. You know what I mean? We can't keep finishing last. Can't keep finishing last, bro. I need to see. You got to give me something to trust.
Right. Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm holding on. Like, the Pacers, I'm trusting you. I'm not trusting them.
I'm trying to trust them by at least putting us in the situation that we haven't been in the past 30, 40 some years. So let's just see how we react to it, because we haven't obviously been there. So let's see, like I said, how they do. I'm willing to give this a try, because what they've been doing the past 30 years is only gave us one real shot at the title.
And the other one, they decided to just
Lakers
implode.
Kobe.
The other one, they just imploded.
Yeah, they did. Well, it was we would have won. We sure would have won.
That was clearly the best Pacer team ever. And that was
the best team. That was the best team of the NBA that season. Not just Pacers franchise, but of the league that year.
I agree. But I want to go beyond that. I want to say franchise.
Been able to calibrate it. His man's a little better. We'd have a ring by now.
So basically what you're saying, the brain movement was about 12 years too late. The mental health movement was just a couple years too late.
Started with Ron back then, and
it should have started when they figured out he was working at Circuit City when he was playing with the Bulls.
Well, he was trying to get the discount, man.
Just endorse him, and you get all the discounts you want. All right, so
hey, don't blame Circuit City. Don't blame them. They was like, "What? Okay,
hey, they might still be in business. They might still be in business if they'd have got behind Crazy Test. You know what I'm saying? They could have had a whole marketing scheme. You know what I mean? They could have lasted. Best Buy's still here. They still holding on.
It is still here.
Holding on, bro.
Fries.
Gone. Listen, I can't even tell you the last time I bought anything out of Best Buy.
Right.
Drive by it a lot.
Yeah.
And they're expensive. So yeah, I'm out of there, bro. I like a discount or a markdown. You know what I'm saying? My Myers discount.
No,
Imperks.
You like a deal. I like a deal as well. Love a deal.
I mean, I love a deal, but you know what I mean? If it's worth it, I'll pay for it. It's just not, no. But anyway, let's get on. Let's move this on. Let's move on to where are we moving on to? We're moving on to the NBA. So this is the last day of the regular season. And the way it looks, everybody is playing. If I'm looking at that correctly, everybody is playing today, starting in 5 minutes. There will be a trio of a quad of games starting at 3:30. So as we get into the final game, a lot of the standings are pretty much set. We know Phoenix is number 1 overall. They got home court advantage throughout all the playoffs. We do know the Heat clinched the number 1 seed for the East, but floating down from there on either the East or the West, who is those play-in last couple teams that you're really looking for to finish well or win this game or go to the playoff to try to give themselves the best possibility of beating one of those 1 or 2 seeds?
Let's see. So looks like we got New Orleans and San Antonio. I feel like New Orleans, this is something that was a shock for them, doing it without I was about to talk ill, but I'm not going to talk ill.
Talk about Zion.
I was going to call him Taco Bell,
trainers.
Hefty, and
Wow.
B 2.0.
How you call him Taco Bell Hefty? So he was a crunchy Gardega. Is that what you said he was?
Gordilla, yeah, something like that.
He was a whole pot of Louisiana gumbo.
Man, but no, I'm trying to refrain from that. But I like the fact how they brought it up with the addition of my guy out of Portland.
McCullum.
Also with Ingram being there, they really stepped up. So I don't see really anyone out of that taking care of Phoenix in a 7-game series at all. Minnesota Clippers. You know what? I do feel like either one of them could get Memphis being the second seed in the West. I say that because Memphis is still young, and that is always going to be an Achilles heel of a young team is how they deal with certain situations. We're not, in the regular season anymore. Now the lights you might have thought was bright before. Wait till you get up under these lights. And I feel like the Clippers did well last year in the playoffs. And I feel like Minnesota has finally come from wherever they've been chilling at with the talent that they have and is able to exploit. I feel like Anthony Towns figured out that he was 7 foot with game and decided to put it on display.
I'm a reserve. Hold on. I'm a reserve on him because I fell in that trap last year with fucking freaking. I was watching my language. I fell in that trap last year with old blockhead boy from New York,
Randall.
Yes.
Yeah.
I made the mistake. So I reserve anything right now with Towns. Yes, he's playing good at like your statement. For the moment.
Yeah, for the moment.
Yeah, I can't.
Because that's all we can speak of. We can't look into the future.
Yeah.
But if he continues to play like this, it's going to be a game. It's going to be a game. So I feel like if it goes 7, it's not, even though Memphis will have the home court advantage, it's not necessarily a lock like Phoenix is. All this is barring injuries.
Right.
Going over to the East, we got Atlanta, Charlotte as of now. That Pat Riley DNA is hard to beat. It is beatable, but I feel like you definitely have to have a lot of moxie. You got to have a lot of testicular fortitude to beat Miami in the 7-game series. It can be done, but
you
can't be out here soft. Say that again.
You got to have a stud for one.
Yeah,
you're going to need a
stud. Yeah, because they're not going to put up a whole bunch of offense. It's just, can you get past their defense?
Right.
So I feel like Atlanta definitely has a chance. As far as the Hornets, not sure here that Hayward is out with a foot.
Of course he is, and of course it's his foot.
So I'm not even sure they get past Atlanta if that ends up being the seeding situation.
Milwaukee, ball doing commercials now, so yeah.
AT&T. Cleveland, Brooklyn. I feel like Brooklyn's going to take care of Cleveland, and that is going to be the Eastern Conference Final in the first real round. I don't know how you want to describe it. But so that Milwaukee, Brooklyn, I don't know how does it.
It's gonna be they're gonna be a half an inch short. I know that.
Right. And now that you got Kyrie able to play home and away games, they're not going to Toronto.
Thank you, MLB. Good. Hey, it's Kyrie right here on my TV screen.
Right. That MLB just flexed on the NBA like, you couldn't get this done?
All right, I got you. I got you, NBA.
Let me show you how you do this.
That was great. I actually 100% agree with you pretty much on everything that you said on both sides. Going over to the West, I do like how the mindset and the energy has changed in Minnesota. I don't know if that's the hardships that Karl Anthony Towns has been through over the last 24 months as it come through with the extreme amount of deaths that he had in his family due to COVID. Or you know what I'm saying, or it's just his time to grow. You know what I mean? Maybe he got to listen to all the stars that come through there and kept leaving and saying what the work ethic was. I like it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what's going on with Minnesota. The playoffs is a different animal. The play-in is a playoff type atmosphere, so we'll see how that goes. I like Memphis. I like Ja. I mean, I like the excitement that these young guys do. I like how they win ball games even when he is not there. But like you said, the playoff is a different step of basketball fortitude. And I'm not sure. And it's always what gets young teams. It's always experience. And if they get matched up with Minnesota, I think they can go ahead and get across because both of those teams are going to be young, relatively inexperienced in the playoffs. I think if they get the Clippers, it's going to be a different animal. Paul George is back. He's got quite a few. He's got a couple games under his belt now. As you can see, it was like he really never missed a beat. Jump shot looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And the last
and
couple
he's fresh.
Years,
He didn't go off of 82 games.
no. You know what I mean? And the last couple of years, Paul has played a lot better than his previous reputation in the playoffs. You know what I mean? And he's been doing it pretty much by himself. Kawhi's kind of abandoned him injury-wise, you know. So, and he's still putting up numbers and still giving them guys an opportunity to win at the end. So I like Paul's chances if they get through. You know what I mean? So, and then he's got some guys that can make shots on this team too, with Reggie Jackson and Nikolai or Nicholas Batum.
Yeah, Nicholas Batum, but Batum is right because he's old enough to be in the tomb as far as NBA is concerned.
That's true. All I need you to do is make a couple bucks. And underrated big man is Zubac. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like Zubac.
And I know the Lakers is again another one of those guys that they got rid of that's flourishing somewhere else. So so that looks good there. Coming from the top. It's going to really be hard to beat Phoenix. I don't really see a lot of people challenging them. I think Golden State has an edge once they get into the playoff. You know, stay Clef, Draymond together. They're a tandem that's hard to beat. But this Phoenix team has been on a mission since the bubble, and you've seen it. So I like Phoenix to come out of that out of the West. I do, but we'll see how it comes out. When you flip over to the East. I think it's more competitive in the East. It's not such a clear-cut, favorite like Phoenix is. Milwaukee's surging here late. Everybody's healthy. They got Brook Lopez back. And so it's looking good for them when they get into the playoffs. Giannis is like, Lord have mercy, can anybody stop this guy at a 7-game series? You might get him one, but can you just stand there, the wall, for 7 games? It's going to be tough. But Miami has the defense to do it, led by Jimmy Butler and anchored by Bam Adebayo. Those guys just move on the string, and everything is cohesive on the defensive end. Offensively, the key is Kyle Lowry. He is the key. He's the guy on that team with championship pedigree other than don't really count Udonis Haslem because I don't really understand your purpose on the floor. On the team in the first place. But anyway, other than the coach, he's the only one that has championship, experience. And I think he's going to be a good key for what Jimmy Butler missed the last time he was there when he had to deal with the bubble. Brooklyn is always going to be a tough match. KD is all world, and then you got an all world point guard who is electrifying when he's on. But the thing I question with Brooklyn is their offense, is it good enough to coincide with their lack of defense? Because obviously Ben Simmons is not playing for Brooklyn this year or in the playoffs. So his defense that would help them is not going to be there. So I'm anxious to see how that holds up. But other than that, man, I just see it's in Boston. Yeah. But the Williams thing, that's the key. That's the key. Yeah, that's the key. If Robert Williams is playing, that's the key, man, because them dudes is they stifling on defense, and Tatum and Jaylen Brown understand how to be stars now. And where the hell did Marcus Smart learn how to shoot?
Hey, that's what happens when you put in work, Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
That's what happens when you put in work. As far as Phoenix being clear cut in the West, I definitely feel like they're one of the top, but I do feel like Denver, Golden State, and Dallas has opportunities to get them in the 7-game series if, once again, everyone is healthy. We'll talk about MVPs a little later because they got one on Dallas. I swear to gosh, the way this young man has been playing is special. So we'll get to that, I'm sure. As far as the East, definitely with all said and done, I feel like Milwaukee's been under the radar this whole year. And I'm looking at it right now, and it's going to be hard for me to see one of these teams take down Milwaukee in the 7-game series. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it's not going to be a sweep. If it ever happens,
it's going to
it
be
ain't
tough.
going to be a sweep.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because they lock down. They play D. They got guys that make shots. Even a little dirty boy, Grayson Allen, he makes shots. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's on the floor. Pat Connaughton is on the floor because he makes shots. They surrounded Giannis with guys that make shots. Middleton, he's a 3-level scorer. He gets to the rack. Mid-range is outstanding, and now he's developed a more consistent 3-ball. And Drew Holiday is probably, if they ever gave Defensive Player of the Year to a guard again, he will be one that you need.
Oh, that's okay. The guards get enough love. Okay, if they want to keep giving it to a center, then so be it. That's the one we got.
There was not a whole lot of stress in my voice when I said that. I need that award for the bigs, but you know, what I mean, he's hands down. He locks down, and he makes great decisions on the floor. So I like Milwaukee to come out of the East myself. I don't see it's hard going to be beat them. You know, what I mean, I think the only team that could, but they don't have defense. If Brooklyn had Miami's defense, there you go.
Yeah, you got to put teams together. And
that lets you know that's a good team.
Not Phoenix, but Philly. I don't think that
we didn't even talk about them.
The beard is ready. Like, it's not going to be Embiid's fault.
No, it's not.
It is not going to be Embiid's fault. I feel like it's going to be squarely on the beard.
Yeah,
because
not
I feel like he's the one that's not going to show up.
Somebody's not going to show up, but it's not going to be Joel.
Right.
He's going to give a valiant effort.
Yeah, he is, because he's too talented, and it looks like he's actually, recognized what he has.
Right. So I agree. So let's see. That will take us into games for that. Let's see. What do we got here? Question. Another reason why Ben Simmons probably won't see the floor this year is he filed a $20 million grievance in damages a couple weeks ago. We didn't get to talk about it because I was absent. But yeah, I don't really see him playing. Yeah,
they should file a grievance for all the backboards that he is damaged when he shoots the jump shots. That's the countersuit.
He said that's the reason why songs went to the metal backboards with the holes in them.
Yeah, because boys is just tearing it up too much.
Jump shot. Hey, Muscle, stop shooting that bullshit.
Not Muscles. No, he didn't. Only Sound Park representatives will understand that.
Yeah. Let's see here. We did talk about you did mention MVP for pretty much most of the season, especially the later part of the season. It's kind of been a 2-man race. It's kind of been, Joker, and it's kind of been Joel. But here in the last 2 to 3 weeks, you had a couple people jump in to make this a more competitive race. You got Luka down in Dallas, and you got Giannis in Milwaukee. You know, what I mean, just what they've done over the last couple. Even though can't in 2 weeks, you can't put your name in the MVP race. They've been doing this stuff all year. It's just these last 2 weeks of play has put their names back in where you can't just say it's going to be Joker or Joel.
I just feel like a lot of players have stepped up their game. I got some numbers. Joker, 26 points, 13.6 rebounds, 8 assists. Those are better numbers than what he had last year. How does he not get it? But we got the Greek Freak with 30, 11, and 5. Embiid, 30, 11, and 4. And then Tatum with Boston. We talked about how Boston has made great leaps. He's 27, 8, and 4.
Don't he got 350 balls this year?
Yeah. And then you got Booker with Phoenix, has one of the best record, if not the best record.
Yeah, they got the best record in the league.
Yeah, they do have the best record by a substantial amount.
Yeah, they locked up like
11
3 weeks
games, just wins alone, not including today. Booker, 26, 5, and 4. And then Luka. I like Luka. I cannot not like that man. Like, he hits crazy shots, so confident without being cocky, which is definitely a fine line just in life to be.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Who's more
clutch? In the cockiness.
Let me ask you a question. Who's more clutch?
Between who? Between all these people?
No, between Luka and Steph. Luka and Steph.
Luka. I've always said Steph wasn't clutch. Steph is great. He's like Paul George. Like, they're great in the moment, helping to extend leads and things like that. But when it comes down to that last shot, he'll take it. Don't get me wrong. He ain't got a case of young LeBron. Like, he'll take it, but it's not too many game winners.
Yeah, too many Jordan Kobe moments.
Right. Steph let Love D him up. Like, really? You let Love D you up? Like, Love got that kind of lockdown for you? For
that moment. For that moment.
Yeah, because it was the last second shot. But he can extend the lead like no other. He can extend it. He can come back. But when it comes to that clutch gene, sorry, man. Ja Morant, just for excitement. Like, I don't expect him to win. I'm not saying he should win. But I like if he can stay healthy, because that's the other part of his game, is he puts a lot of wear and tear on those knees with all the jumping ability that he has. I just hope he's able to have a sustained career. So we'll be able to see these electrifying moves and athletic feats that he provides at his size.
Awesome.
But all that being said, who do you think is going to get the MVP?
Shit, I don't even know, bro. It's the league, man. They be doing some crazy shit. I would be surprised if they gave it to butthurt LeBron.
Yeah, I'll be surprised. LeBron don't need this shit.
That'll furthermore perpetuate the stereotype that people think that the NBA is rigged as it is. So
let's just say it's for entertainment. It's entertainment.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I put in wrestling and said sports entertainment that I enjoy thoroughly. And not saying that they're not the best. It's just geared for our entertainment.
Hey, with that being said, and I feel like we have talked about it before, the first team all pro will determine a lot of these guys' contracts. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's time for a change in that?
Oh yeah,
because it's the writers. Because it's the writers.
Because it has so many variables that decide if you that have nothing to do with your play, that decide if you make all pro and all that. Because we've seen teams like, for instance, I've seen some of these rankings when it comes to high school basketball. I've seen some of these rankings and these recruiting numbers. Like, really? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so political. You know what I mean? How do girls make an all-star team and you only play 4 games in your senior year? How does that work? So, and this shit filters down from when they see that kind of political stuff up top, And you see it in the NBA. You see guys get on there because of who they are, because of what their name is. Like, I mean, like, people don't want LeBron on an all NBA team because of the way the Lakers finished out. But look at LeBron's numbers
at his age.
at his age. How in the hell? And that's another thing. I'm almost wanting to jump on Team LeBron just for sympathy. Like, I've never seen so much hate for a guy that really doesn't do a lot of negatives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, the worst thing you got is
the
he's
decision.
somehow affiliated with China, and my man likes a nice bottle of wine. Like, is that all you? And maybe his language on this show. Like, those are the three worst things I think I've ever heard about LeBron outside of basketball.
That's it. There's no cheating scandals. I mean, there's no gambling. There's no beating your wife, your kids. The guy puts people through school. He provides opportunities, but yet all we do, not we, is us. All I see is people just finding ways to tear this man down on the court because he's challenging the airness of Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I've never seen so much hate for a man. Like, damn. Like, Space Jam sucked, but Jesus.
But most hate comes from the simple fact people hate him because they're not him. The correct quote is "hate me because you ain't me." So I feel like there's a lot of that. A lot of people hate him, maybe trying to trigger him to do something. Like, if you can't get something on him, well, if we talk about him enough, maybe we'll get a Will Smith moment. I'm sorry, I didn't know if he was going to drop it today or not, but if we keep messing with him, maybe we'll get a Will Smith moment.
I saw it coming as soon as you said it. I was like, he's going to say it. That is awesome. Hey, man, he's some shit out of him, dog.
He did, but I blame Jada. I do.
I blame Jada, but I ultimately blame Will for allowing this bald-headed bitch who's still in love with a dead man to manipulate you, to walk up on the stage in front of millions and millions of people watching. I mean, granted, it's the Oscars. No one really pays attention to the Oscars anymore, but millions of people watch the Oscars every year. Like, I'll tune in from time to time and see who wins Best Picture, who wins Best Actor. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You let this woman manipulate you with a look to walk up on stage to smack the shit out of a comedian who does jokes for a living, and it wasn't even that bad of a joke, bro. It wasn't even that bad of a joke.
Very hearted attack. And if you look at the video, he's laughing until she shoot him that eye, and he's like, "Oh damn, I gotta."
You know what I mean, bitch? You go up there and smack him. That's what you do. That's what you do. You don't like it,
and
go smack him.
What I really want to know is what was said, because they cut away. Like, you saw him laughing, you saw her cut the eye, and then it went to Chris. Like, at that point, I wonder if she'd have been like, I bet Pop wouldn't have let that ride. I bet August wouldn't have let that ride. You know, like, something had to be said to trigger that. Like, you better get up off your shoulders.
All I know is, you know what I mean? That sounds, I mean, hey, listen, we all know the quote. I can see the viewers. I can tell that Miss Mormon is not one of the viewers who are watching. We all know pussy make a man do crazy things. So she must got that, you know what I mean, that out of the world platinum, you know what I mean, make a man just walk up on the Oscars on national TV, no time delay, and just smack the shit out of another brother, just right there on TV. So I give all much. I know I was kind of funny earlier, but I give all biggest respect to Chris Rock for hold your composure, bro. I mean, how many bros that you know just for one gonna let you walk up on him like that for one, but then walk up on him and smack him like that and just stand there like, no, I didn't take it as a bitch moment. I took it as a strong moment. That's a strong moment to stand there with millions of people looking at you like, And you
And I
know you
got
had that one
another.
Nelson.
I got another aspect of it. This was the first Oscar where it was all people of color production, and I felt like Chris, he's very strong as a rock partner pun, because he had a whole race. Because unfortunately, unlike others, you see one person of color do something wrong, and that perpetuates it for everyone of that race. And for some reason, people of color have that more than other races, where other races could have something happen and it not be looked upon. Well, everyone's like that. But unfortunately, people of color do. And the fact that he did hold his composure let everyone know that everyone is not like that. There are people that know how to act in certain situations, no matter what the situation unfolds before them. So I definitely like that for Chris. I got a question. Do you think
I couldn't have done it.
Do you think Chris will sue? Because if you
I
can't
don't
hit
know if
back, and I put
I
it on
don't
this, let
know.
me set the preference. I say that because I can't hit you back, but what I can do is make this the most expensive slap of your life.
I feel that there is going to be some type of monetary advancement for Mr. Rock, but the way that both of those individuals are, I don't think we're going to hear a whole lot about it. You know what I mean? Because he's not Chris is not one of them. I mean, he's a loudmouth, but I figured if he was going to, he'd have probably already. I know he made a little comment the other day. I'm not going to speak on it until I get paid. You know what I mean? I get it. That was kind of a little joke. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Who knows? But I feel they'll have some type of settlement outside of the thing. I just don't see either one of them just out in the public like, yeah, this nigga gonna do all this and this dude style that. Yeah, I don't see that from either one of them. So, I mean, Chris is 57. There is some wisdom there.
Little Pookie, 57. Crazy.
Yeah, I know. And I'm talking about him being 57, and I'm old as shit. But let's see. I got one more good thing for you for NBA before we get into these games. Um, Speaking of the Lakers, simple question, 3 parts. What should the Lakers do now? Move on from AD, Russ, both, or trade LeBron?
Um, this is a tricky situation.
Isn't it?
It needs to be blown up. Because the model of just signing old people 1 year veteran because you spent so much on AD, LeBron, and Westbrook. And Westbrook, I think next year will make more if they're still together. Will make more than LeBron and AD, which is just astounding that that's the fact. But I don't feel like there's not going to be anybody that's going to want to take Westbrook, so he's going to be there. I feel like AD would be the one that is most tradable, and that's only because I guess the 40% that he's healthy versus the 60% of him being on the bench maybe gets you something. LeBron, I feel like it's going to be a lot harder because I feel like he's not going to just go anywhere, and I guess that's more with LeBron than anywhere. Like, he's more strategic with his moves. He's not going to get just traded to say just.
Yeah, he's real Twitterish about his moves, Golden State.
Yeah, and you see, Steph was like, "Yeah, in the perfect world, but we ain't in a perfect world." So, but him just being traded to a random team, I just don't see that happening for LeBron. So maybe AD, but Westbrook is damaged goods at this point, just from his.
I've only heard
his
one.
play.
I've only heard one team interested in Westbrook, and it's Charlotte. Not really sure why. I'm not sure they would be willing to give up that type of cheese.
And he's
They,
1 year
they're
older.
gonna,
And Westbrook is 1
yeah.
year older after this.
I think they're gonna have to. The Lakers and the Westbrook are gonna have to come up with some type of buyout agreement where he's not gonna get all that money, but he's gonna get a lot of that money. I feel that LeBron always has a reason for things that he does. Last couple of weeks, he's been saying a whole lot of rosters and hypothetical situations. I mean, AD had to answer one the other day, and his response was, "I mean, I don't know what they're going to do." You know what I'm saying? If you got your star player not understanding what is going to do, um, there's obviously issues. The problem is it's going to be hard to blow it up. Yeah, you got a lot of guys on 1 year deals, Carmelo, whoever ever on 1 year deals, but you don't have the money to move around. You know what I'm saying? To go get people. You know,
Right. Like you
so
got to
it's
get rid of some of the big three to have money to do anything.
right. And the only commodity that you got is Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, who's willing? I mean, I guess it's a. I mean, he's still under 30, so I guess it's a high gamble. You know what I mean? If
Right.
it
But you
works
don't know
out,
how long he's going to play.
right? That
Because
was the
what we don't know, or what we do know, is it ain't going to be 82 games.
no. It
I
ain't gonna
think
be
that ship
82.
is sailed. I don't think
Yeah,
he'll ever in his career play 82 games.
yeah. Not unless he get the all of a sudden he get LeBron body, but
Or he plays
so
2 minutes a game.
2 minutes a
Then
game,
maybe he can
he's
get
still gonna get
82.
hurt. He's still gonna get hurt. So I don't know. I mean, I think the situation is a lot deeper than just what's on the floor, and I don't think it's a fix of getting rid of Vogel because really 2 years ago Frank Vogel wins the championship. So I think we need to look deeper into that. I think we need to. I hate to say it, I don't want to talk bad about a Michigan man, but we got to look at Rob Pelinka in this situation and the moves that you've made as a general manager. Or we need to look at Jenny Buss for keep allowing Rob Pelinka to make these type of ridiculous ass moves. Who approved this? Hey,
Hey,
LeBron,
I'm gonna
I
tell you
love
one
you, bro,
person
but
that
you ain't
approved it.
great. You ain't tell me how to run my team. Damn it, I don't want Westbrook on my team. You could have had
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan, Buddy Yield. You could have had all these people, but you wanted this broke down, no jump shot shooting, mad at the world because my fashion is terrible.
Hey, does that play into you don't want to let your franchise player down? Like you do have to have that moxie as a GM to be like, listen here, I was hired to make these moves. You was hired to be the best basketball player on the court every night that you're on the court. I'm not going to tell you how to shoot a jump shot. I'm not going to tell you when to pass. Don't tell me what moves to make. You
I
can
love it.
tell me what you think, but it ain't going to be law. Like, yeah, fine. Yeah, what do you think? Oh, okay, great. Well, I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyway because it's my job on the line, not yours. And I feel like if he did anything wrong as a GM, that's what he did. You listen. That's what they used to say, right? You listen to the crowd, the spectators, a whole bunch. You're gonna end up sitting with them. Same deal. If you mess around, listen to all the players on your team on what moves to make, then you're gonna end up sitting in the crowd because you're gonna be gone and they're gonna be there because they're way higher of an investment than your salary. So if it comes down between you and them, it's gonna be you, bro. So I felt like if he was gonna go down in flames, at least go down with the team that you wanted, not what LeBron wanted, because you'll be gone and LeBron will still be there.
Facts. Facts. Yeah. So that's all I got on that. So I guess we can get into these picks. Let's see here. I guess we'll put a line. Storm one. All right. Pacers Nets.
Nets.
Well, that was a dumb. We do that. Wizards Hornets.
All right. So it's 2:30 left in the first, 27-24 Hornets. I think I am going to go with the Wizards.
I'm gonna go Hornets.
He's trying to make this comeback, folks.
Not really. I just rather pick the Hornets.
I'm messing with you. How about this? How about Cleveland I'm sorry. What's the next game?
Cleveland and Milwaukee.
Okay. How about it is a minute left in the first. 40 for Cleveland, 18 for the Bucks. I don't know. That sounds like somebody ain't playing.
That sound like Giannis, Middleton, Holiday.
Hold on, let me check. Let me see. Let me see if I can get a stat sheet. Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Cleveland.
Yeah, we're gonna Cleveland.
Middleton has not played. Portis hasn't played. Matthews. Yeah. That's exactly what we're going with. Cleveland it is. We got Houston versus the Rockets. I'm sorry, is that the next game?
It's not Houston versus the Rockets.
I mean Houston versus the Hawks.
Yes, that is the next game. That game is currently in play.
Yep, we got 32-19, Atlanta up, around a minute left.
It's going to stay that way. Houston's like the third worst team in the league.
And looks like everybody's playing.
Atlanta needs to play. They need everybody to play.
So, yeah, I got Atlanta on that one. All right, now we go into games that haven't started yet.
Boston and Memphis. This is a TNT boy. Ooh, I got a game time at 7, so I'm going to have to come back on this one.
Oh, I will too then.
I know. I said I got a game at 7, so I don't know.
Oh, I thought you meant you was going to come back to answer the question. I was like, well, I will too.
Oh, no, I can answer it now. It's just that I will be able to see the beginning of the game because I'll be watching some 10-year-olds. Boston, Memphis.
Boston's been playing well, man.
I have to stick with Boston on this.
I don't think they have to play people though. So, and I don't.
But
even
they
think
still in that, and they're trying to seed between 4 and 5, right? With 3, 4, and 5, isn't they Boston?
Boston's or are they locked 3 in right now? They're 3 right now. Before today's game, they're 3.
Yeah, so I'm thinking they're going to have to play, try not to be in that 5th spot.
Hold on, let me check out the bracket. But I will still go with the Grizzlies because I feel like Boston's 3 games back, Philly's 3 games back, so they do have to win. They have to win.
I'm going Boston.
They do have to win. They do have to win.
I'm going Phillies.
I feel like Memphis is still playing Ja because Ja just got back from an injury. So I'm gonna go with the Grizzlies. You take Celtics, I'll take Grizzlies.
Yep. Knicks and Raptors. I don't give a shit about the Knicks.
Yeah, I got Raptors. The Knicks don't even give a shit about the Knicks.
No, Stephen A is so shitty. It is so funny. He reminded me a Cowboy fan. The Heat and the Magic. The Heat are clinched the 1 seed, so I doubt that any of those people are playing.
Yeah, but I think I'm still going. Well, we got the Michigan guy, but I think I'm gonna go with the Heat anyway, just off of that's their culture. I feel like even their bench players got a lot of that Pat Riley in them, so I'll take the Heat.
I'm going Magic.
Good deal.
Sixers and Detroit. We already established that the Sixers have to win this game as well in the situation that like Boston is. So
Sixers.
I'm gonna go with Sixers. Chicago and Minnesota. Both of these teams would love to have wins.
Yeah. And I don't think they can. They need 2 games to get to Denver, so I don't think Minnesota's in a safe place to where they don't necessarily have. If they take an L, it's not going to hurt them.
Mm-mm.
Bulls, on the other hand, same for them. So I'll just go with I'll go with the Timberwolves.
That's what I went with. Let's see who we got. Spurs and Dallas. Man, that's an easy one.
Dallas.
Yeah. Lakers and Denver.
Nuggets.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just as fast as the Pacer one.
Yeah. Oklahoma City and the Clippers.
Clippers.
Clip. Golden State and the Pelicans.
Let me think on that. What are the other? Just two more after that, right?
Yep.
Let's make that last.
You got the Kings and the Suns.
Now I guess I'll take the. I know they're not playing everybody, but
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm gonna go with the Kings and cheer for the bonus.
Yeah, I'll go with the Kings. Jazz Trailblazers.
Jazz.
Yep. Yes. Because the Jazz. Well, yeah. No, the Jazz have something to play for too. Jazz and Denver have something to play for. So they definitely will be playing hard tonight. So now we back to the Pelicans and the Warriors. Steph's still not back. They have not been playing well, but Golden State does have something to lose, especially if Dallas wins. So I'm going with Golden State.
Golden State. I'm going with the Pelicans because I like what's going on with Ingram. Contract year for him, and he's playing like he wants to stay in New Orleans. CJ McCollum could be a good pairing for him. I think it's time for them to move on from Zion Williamson. You got a team that plays together and it plays hard, and that's the only thing that you can build off of. And it's not like Zion's a part of the team anyway. It's not like he's sitting on the bench or behind the bench, encouragement or anything like that. Half the time we don't see him. He left. He's at a buffet. So, but I'm gonna kick it with the Pelicans in this situation. One, Golden State knows that they're in the playoffs, knows that they don't have to mess around with the playoff game. They want to make sure they keep as many people as healthy as possible, especially with Clay being back. I mean, Steph not being back yet, and Clay really still haven't all the way resurfaced. Draymond Green's trying to work himself back in. Anthony Wiggins is back to Minnesota. Anthony Wiggins. So, so I'm leaning with the Pelicans on that, bro.
Yeah, but there's a seeding issue. You could either be third or fourth. What would you rather be? That's the difference between Dallas and Golden State.
Yeah, I mean,
they both need to be playing to try to win because the difference is the third seed or the fourth seed.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. So that gives us 4 games difference. Wizards, Hornets, Grizzlies, Boston, Heat, Magic, Golden State, Pelicans.
Good deal. Good deal.
All right. So, Eye of the Storm.
Eye of the Storm. So for this week, nothing too serious, things of that nature. Just want to talk about men and making sure we try our best to control our temper when necessary. There's obviously those times where we can wild out, and it's okay to, but there's other times where we'll find ourselves in worse situations than if we'd have just walked away. So just knowing the difference between the two, understand, especially men of color, it's a different world out here. Had it been anyone else other than Will Smith out in these streets, we'd probably been locked up. So make sure that you guys try your best to grow up as fast as possible to understand that fact in the world that we're living in today. That's the Eye of the Storm. I said it was light, but I guess it turned kind of serious. But there we are.
Oh. It's hilarious.
Took a mind of its own. Once I started going, it took a mind of its own.
Also, the store. The one good thing. Um uh uh Shit. Live, love, laugh, and cry. You do all those things and you have a successful life, a successful day, an successful journey. Um That's all I got, bro. You know what I'm saying? Love and the great words of the historian, the author, the poet, the great delivery of live lip sync music, Don Cornelius. Love, peace, and
So,
soul.
bang, bang.
That's all I got. Hey, make sure you guys check out all of our shows on the network, starting with our new show, our new baseball show, just a little bit outside with the Source and Friends. So make sure you check those guys out. These guys hit on Sundays before us. I think it's either 10 or 11. I'm not going to lie to you, tell you I know because I don't. Been out the loop. So that's why make sure you check out our new show, our baseball show. Make sure you check out all of our old relics. Super King Get It with Steven and Greg. The Combat Zone. The Dukes of Football will be back here in a couple weeks. Got some stuff going on for the draft, but make sure you check us out and our Positive Inspiration Monica. So make sure you look us up on the website, www. BW Sport, or is it WWW? Why do we even say W? Does anybody say WWW anymore? No, they just say BWSPORTS1.com and all of our other social media platforms. So holler at us and we'll get at you. For the big man in the middle, for myself and everybody else, we are out of here.
Peace.